Hey guys, this is Cameron. Just before we get into this episode, wanted to give a heads up. We did have some technical difficulties. The audio has come through a little muffled. It's not Nick's fault this week. It is mine. Had an issue with my laptop. It has been resolved. The audio will get cleaned up as much as I can. But when we come back for episode 5 next week, we should be back to quote-unquote normal recording status after these last 2 weeks of ourselves kind of stepping on our own toes. So, bear with us. Thank you guys for sticking with us through these last couple weeks of issues. We will trek on and trudge through, I promise. So yeah, thank you guys for putting up with all of our horrible recording issues we've had this week. Thank you guys, and enjoy the episode.
We are jumping right into The Ghost is Toast. This is officially our first Monster of the Week episode. I thought it was going to be last week. I was wrong. This raises another question that we didn't think about when we were watching it.
Yeah?
Where are they watching these VHS tapes? They're stealing all these VHS
Where
tapes.
are they watching?
Do they have a VCR somewhere?
Like, do they have a VCR?
I don't think that matters. They're still learning the world.
So they come out holding all those tapes, and then, of course, the Ghostbusters Ecto-1, driven by Meatloaf's younger cousin, Cold Cut, pulls up.
With a giant, rail cannon on the back on the trailer.
And there's, the whole town chasing after him, it's
like a celebrity.
Parade.
Like you know him.
Like the president came to town and you're walking around the limo or something.
And he's just screaming through his loudspeaker how he's the fall of phasms and all sorts of alliteration.
He is alliterating a bunch, and I didn't write any of them down.
There was too much.
He did say phasm, and I appreciate that they said phasm, because they specifically, in the first episode, they call Flabber a phasm.
Yeah,
that's not a common, that's like an in-universe word that we don't hear, that's not something I've heard ghosts referred to outside of Beetleborgs.
Really?
But yeah, he's rolling into town, yelling out his loudspeaker about how he can, all the alliterative ways that he can catch ghosts, kill ghosts.
So he comes to the comic shop for some reason.
I guess if you're...
he came in there because the rich kids told him to go in there.
Oh, that's right.
Him.
Because we find out, half a scene later that the rich kids hired him.
He walks in, banana yellow sport coat and pants,
some
kind of weird pattern, and a weird mullet, frizzy mullet. Like a mullet that he doesn't react well to humidity. He just starts chanting ghosts.
Yeah, and all of a sudden...
everyone picks up, for no reason, everyone in the comic shop.
It's a small town in the mid-90s. They're all gathered at the video store. They have nothing else to do.
Comic shop,
yeah.
I don't know.
Because I went back to...
it's the place that Big Nano has her reign.
Well, she ain't taking any of his
Big
shit.
Nano calls him on it.
Yeah.
And immediately assumes it's a fraud. She immediately jumps on his case.
Whenever she calls him out, he does a semi-backhand motion, which means one of two things.
Yeah.
Either he was wanting to backhand Big Nano, which, first of all, you're going to have to get through me to get to Big Minute. That's
all, folks.
Piss off, Liv. To get to Big Nano. Or he was about to backhand one of the dozens of kids in front of him. Either way, he immediately went to violence.
Yeah, he was definitely miming a backhand.
I find that not okay. I also would have found that absolutely amazingly hilarious if she was like, "You're a fraud," and he just out of nowhere backhanded one of the kids to the ground.
How fake was that? That's when the two kids come in and are like, "He's not fake. We paid him. We're going to take care of the monsters and ghosts in Hillhurst."
He's got a whatever photon cannon at the right frequency.
The Phasm Blaster.
But he's holding a hairdryer with wires on it. He says that he's going to get rid of the Hillhurst monsters or the ghosts in Hillhurst Mansion. At that same time, the three villains are
digging in the trash again.
They're digging in the trash and they find a
comic book.
On the cover is Terror Bear.
Which sounds like a Deathclaw.
It sounds like it does. Cool looking design. And I think Noxic is telling the other two about it, and he's like, "Yeah, Terror Bear, he eats people in the comics."
And we can get him out here. Have him eat
get him out here. We'll have him eat people. Do either of you who wants to describe Terror Bear?
All right, so Terror Bear is basically, imagine your typical bear, a man in a bear suit, getting about 6.5, 7 foot tall. Like you got a Wookiee going on almost.
Yeah,
like
it's a bit lean for
yeah,
a bear.
and
Black bear.
the original Japanese footage has the robotic animatronic whatever jaw and eyebrows and stuff that convey emotion. The American footage doesn't, but it bleeds in a way that fits enough.
It switches between the two during a fight scene later. Only like 1 or 2 cuts, and that was particularly jarring at all.
Yeah. So anyway, Terror Bear, he's got big spikes on his knees,
Yeah.
some little red like bubbles.
Yeah, he's got
on
like
his chest and stomach.
they look almost like bug-like, kind of like
Like
these red,
pustules.
almost pussy. Yeah, that's the word I was almost gonna go with. But they don't look pussy. They don't look like you just need to
No.
pop them. They look like bug
Exaggerated-
abdomen.
Yeah, or like exaggerated
Yeah.
abs.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they're
maybe?
like separated by
But
so
they're
much.
too tall. They're too far up his rib cage, and he's a bear. I don't think bears have abs that get defined
Yeah,
like that.
I think maybe it's just supposed to
Yeah.
like identify him as a monster.
Maybe. It is a very imposing suit, though. It's easily
Yeah.
like a head taller than the other 3 main
Yeah.
monsters.
And for our first monster, I will say it's pretty quality, and
Yes.
it's better than most of the discount spider monsters that a lot of Japanese shows like this go with.
Their plan to have him eat people kind of spectacularly backfires because all he does is look for a job in the paper.
Oh yeah, he's on a bench
They're all sitting on a
reading
bench.
the paper.
and Noxic or one of the guys is like, oh, here comes somebody, he looks tasty or something like that, and this guy rides up on his bike, and Terror Bear
reaction to
Terror Bear runs up to him, and you're like, okay, he's gonna eat this guy. This is where it starts. He's holding a popsicle. Terror Bear, instead of eating the human,
The guy
designed to
offers.
the guy. Well, yeah,
because
the guy,
he looks at it and he goes
Terror
like,
Bear looks at
food.
Yeah, he
Uh-huh.
looks at the
He gives him the
popsicle and
popsicle.
says food in that weird like Cookie Monster voice.
Soda jerk guy, they've brought him back
Uh-huh.
to their like
Yep.
domain that they stay in, and they've got him covered in chocolate, whipped cream, and a banana. And instead of eating him, gets real friendly with him.
And
NPR close.
they get this. It is not a tongue that is a part of the Terror Bear suit.
No.
It is an extra foot-long prop tongue.
Gene Simmons is in awe.
Yes, you just see the tongue on screen, and it's just rubbing it against this poor actor's face while he's covered in chocolate syrup.
No one involved in the production of this scene was paid enough to do
No.
it.
No. I don't want to king shame, but I'm king shaming.
No, yeah. The dudes in the full costumes were getting the best part of this whole thing, and they were probably dying of heat exhaustion the
Because
entire
they
time.
didn't have to have their faces associated.
Yeah, because this guy, now, in his portfolio, if he goes to show anybody something, he has to show this scene and then explain it.
We're going to find out this man was so traumatized by it he never acted again.
To be fair, a lot of the actors in this show didn't do much else after it. We're in this hellscape. Terror Bear's horrific tongue is slobbering all over
Violating
this guy.
this man.
And
Sexually.
it's at this point they realize Terror Bear's
Interior.
just got a sweet tooth. Terror Bear just walks in one of the doors.
I
one of
have
the
written down
random doors.
Terror Bear be creepin' and somehow knows the house because he comes out of one of those secret passages.
Dr. Buster
Completely
Zapper
deadly.
and the 2 bullies see him, and that's when they
So they understandably
scream.
shit their pants.
Yeah, they utterly scream, and then the 3 kids turn around and also piss their pants. Dr. Buster Zapper is like pointing the gun that presumably he also knows is fake at the guy. The 2 little shits are pointing their fake guns at the monster, and it's obviously not doing anything. Terror Bear is horribly ineffective. One of the kids is holding the hairdryer gun, pointing it at Terror Bear, doing nothing, but he also has a candy bar, which we didn't see before, but that's
For
okay.
no damn reason.
Yeah,
It's like
he's
a
holding
Hershey's
half-
bar
like
with
a half-
nips and everything.
Yeah, like a bite out of a Hershey's chocolate bar, and he's holding it. And Drew uses his brain power and notices, oh, he doesn't want you. He wants the chocolate bar.
So this dumbass.
This
goes,
shit,
oh, cool,
shittier
then take
throws
it,
it to
fucker.
Drew. And Drew's like,
Here?
and gives him the chocolate bar.
No, he leads him out.
Oh,
He's
you're
like,
right.
here,
Yeah.
follow me,
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, he sticking a carrots him out of the house, and it works. It fucking works. He gets him outside, and is it at that point that they transform?
Yes, and then our theme counter.
Yes,
5.
Yeah,
Five.
we have now officially hit 5 of the theme songs.
Big Bad Beetleborgs.
This is the part that we mentioned earlier where it starts switching between the American and Japanese footage,
So
kind of repeatedly.
It looks like American footage because the 3 Beetleborgs are in an orchard. It transitions from that to a quarry.
Yeah, like the
Because-
Japanese
and
footage
that's
was
where-
taken
because
in like a quarry.
It's always a quarry, and we may have the order of the fight a little bit mixed up because it was switching between footage so much it was hard to follow.
Yeah.
He jumps around a lot during this fight.
And
we find out Terror Bear's secret weapon. He has freaking missile knees.
Yeah.
people.
Cameron, I believe you coined the most appropriate term.
he can fight with his bare knees.
Yeah.
I hate
What
it.
an astounding physical
I made a
specimen.
lot more bear puns while we were watching than
Yeah.
I've made while we're recording.
Nick almost left. It was
Help
a
me.
mess.
He did. He
Get
opened
me
the
out
door
of
and
here,
everything.
man.
But yeah, he shoots his little weird unicorn horn things at the Beetleborgs, and it does something. They react. They shoot backwards,
Yeah,
and that's when they pull out.
the freaking BFG.
Yeah, the BFG.
They pull out the BFG from them.
Sonic Laser Saber, which is that thing that Drew used to summon the Beetle Battle Base, is now clipped onto their gun, which I assume is, I don't know what it is. They don't give it a name. The actual gun itself doesn't have a name.
No, they haven't named that
But
yet.
they've clipped the saber onto the gun, and it's the Sonic Laser Saber.
They're ripping off Gears of War.
Yes. And it's this huge gun that has like a relatively large gun
Yeah.
that has a number pad on the side and a large blade. So the Sonic Laser Saber blows up Terror Bear, and
Yeah.
he immediately teleports back into the comic. Now,
Yeah.
he doesn't go back to the comic that he came out of, which was in the garbage.
No, he just goes back
into
into
the,
a comic.
The
he goes into the
kids'
comic
comic.
that girl had.
Yeah.
When the Jets came. So the Jets explode, don't go anywhere. They're done. But
No,
Terror Bear
they're
goes back
sent-
into the comic that the
they
Jets
get sent
came
to
out
the
of.
goddamn shadow.
Perhaps
Yeah.
there is only one portal that's allowed to be opened at a time.
So that is that's the end of the big fight. Terror Bear gets sent back to the comic, which is, I assume, the way this will always go, because Flabber did say you got to keep being Beetleborgs so you can beat the villains and send them back to the
back
comic.
into the comic.
That's when Flabber pops up, giant scissors in his hand, says snip snip, and then his
Makes a
head
motion.
like floats away, and he teleports over to Dr. Buster Zapper and just like gestures them towards him.
Yeah.
The ending of this episode is Dr. Buster Zapper running scared back into town, into the comic shop, runs up to the counter to Nano and Roland's
His
dad,
Yeah.
and is like, the ghosts and monsters in Hillhurst are real, and they're gonna get us all. You have to believe me. And he turns around. There's Nano in this Halloween costume rubber mask
Yep.
going, boo! And he shits himself and runs out the door.
He is gone.
Yep.
He hightails it, dude. He leaves town and doesn't look back.
Yeah, and Nano pulls off the mask and everybody's like, oh, Nano!
Which is great, because he stole the rich kid's allowance
Yeah,
too. So
he
also this piece of shit's running wry in the rest of the world,
Yeah,
but also
he
those
took
douchebags don't have any money.
Yeah, he took the whole wad of
great
cash